Hello, friends. I got asked about certain type of model. My friend have a little bit problem modeling this thing, particularly the part with the teeth. He was trying to do it with polymodeling by probably extruding the box. He isn't completely lost on that, but this way he will spend a lot of time doing it, so I will try to show you and show him the best way to do this. Let's ignore this thing for a moment. Okay. The way you should approach modeling details like those, you should first start to either guess or Google or ask your friends how those things are made in real life. The way this is done, it kinda implies it was a block of metal that was CNC into form. And I can tell you, this sling is probably very, very cheap one because it's just normal strap, and this is a bent steel. You don't usually CNC a bent steel, so the first technique to use in manufacturing any details with it is stamping. You just take a flat piece of steel and stamp, basically bend it into correct shape. So it's very easy technique and it requires very basic tools. We won't be bending it itself in 3D Studio Max, but I will show you how to make very quickly, very effortlessly details that look like they are stamped from steel without any box modeling. I will try to recreate this particular clamp. It won't be perfect match, but it should do the trick. Okay, let's make some divisions. That. Let's make some space. Let's make a little bit more of them. Okay. Why I'm starting with plain? If we do it using box, we won't be happy somewhere in the middle of modeling. So I'm starting with plain. I'm using Shift and Drag in 3D Studio Max, and you probably are using Blender or similar software. So just figure out how to extrude just the edge, and you'll quickly realize why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. I will use dot looped selection, so I select only the every second vertices. Okay, this is good. let's add a little bit of chamfer to that. I will do it sub-D compatible start, so the excessive lines will be for that. Okay. As you can see, it's still flat, and it will be flat for a long time. I won't bother with this side for now, because I will just use symmetry modifier. Okay. This is good enough. Let's chamfer those. So I have protected edges on that. Oh, what's happening here? Sorry, I'm a little bit asleep, so my English will be far worse than usual. Okay, this is good. One edge loop here, one edge loop here. Okay, this looks correct, mostly. Maybe I will make this corner a little bit sharper. Okay. Good. Well, let's do a cheap trick, because I don't really want to model everything. I will use symmetry modifier, like that. It basically creates a copy alongside one of the figures. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Well, if we look at this ref, this part have the teeth and this one doesn't have it, so I will follow it. I'll just remove the side. This will allow me to make it a lot thinner. Okay. Let's bridge those two pieces together. Make it rounder. Like that. Maybe. Too much. Okay, that should work. Let's add some protective edges, so after sub D it won't smooth badly. Okay, this should do the trick. I don't really want this area to be there. Okay. There is a slight narrower part at the end, so I will do it as well. Let's add some divisions here. Let's apply freeform deformer, like that. Okay. There is just one more teeth, so I will also add it. Okay, that's good enough, I believe. Okay. No, not mirror. Let's chamfer it. Let's pick some more neutral color. Okay. Yes, this should do the trick. So I can see there is slight roundness at the end of this clamp. So let's quickly add this too. Okay, this should do the trick. Okay. I should make a proper border again. So let's just quickly cut it. Perfect. It should be enough for the rounded corner. Probably should reflect that side as well. So I will quickly duplicate those polygons, flip them. Let's move them to the correct spot. And let's distant weld them so there is no open edges, right, like that. Okay, that should the trick. It looks like it should look. Now I've mentioned that the way those things are made in real life is by bending sheet metal, and sheet metal have one property we still don't have here, namely thickness. So you should use a modifier or function or whatever Blender had called shell. Shell adds thickness to your mesh. As you can see, I can control it in both sides. I can make it really, really thick. But this is sheet metal, so it really shouldn't be that thick. And I just don't like this direction. This one is better. Okay. As you can see, if I overdo with the thickness, it will start breaking, so I need to be careful. does look correct. I also can put a little bit more segments on that. Let's stick to 2. Okay. And if I apply mesh smooth, we have the clamp. Well, one side of the clamp, so let's symmetry it. Not this way, not this way. Let's flip it. Nice, and it's welded correctly. A few years ago, symmetry modifier for 3D Studio Max did a lot of stupid welding depending on the scale and threshold you had. Now they somehow figured out how to weld only the mirrored, symmetrized verticals. Basically, they only focus on verticals in certain spot and don't do the welding as a whole group. And this is really, really nice change, and thank you Autodesk for that. Okay, this, if I apply Mesh Smooth, this looks like the clamp we initially wanted. I've obviously didn't model the holes or the strap on that. Come on. But I think it's close enough. Basically, using this technique, you can model any clamp you want. So I hope this is helpful for you, and good luck with your project.